Yay Networks.
Welcome to the Great Girlfriends podcast, where we discuss life, love, laughter, and everything in between. I'm your host, Sybil Amuti, and I can't wait for you to hear all of the Great Girlfriend magic on today's show. So without further ado, grab something great to drink, grab your pen and your paper, and get ready for this week's episode. Enjoy! Oh my goodness, and happy Wednesday, great girlfriends. Happy Wednesday. Listen, I am sitting on a conversation with three amazing powerhouse women, all who have set aside their time and their interest and all of their properties to bring a conversation forward about building your legacy today. And the Great Girlfriends has been privileged to partner with Essence and Pine Sol on their Build Your Legacy campaign for about 3 years now. And what's been interesting is that we get to share the stories of legacy and why it's important for us to build on our dreams and believe in the impossibilities when everyone says it's not possible. So I have on the line today, and in this conversation, we're going to go a little deeper into what it looks like from Erica Jacobs, who's our Pine Sol executive here on the line. Hey, Erica, how are you today?
Hello. Good morning, or afternoon rather, for some of us.
Yeah, right. And then we have Niani Tolbert, who's the 2021 Build Your Legacy winner. Hi, Niani.
Hi, nice to see you all. Looking forward to this conversation.
We're so happy to have. Can I borrow $5? I know you have it. And then we have Djenaba Johnson-Jones, who is the 2022 Build Your Legacy winner.
Yay!
Hi, how are you?
Congratulations, Niani and Djenaba. I am so happy for you. So honored that we get to have this conversation today and share this space. And Erica, we are so grateful for the commitment that Pine Sol is showing to our community in the multicultural space and honoring entrepreneurs in their journey by providing these grants. How special is it for you, Erica, in your position at Clorox and Pine Sol to be able to share these stories and help support entrepreneurs on their journey?
I think for me personally, as a leader on this piece of business, it's super exciting because just in these warm-up moments where we were chatting, just to see the smiles and hear the impact that we made for each one of the winners, and even for those who didn't win, I think it is really special that sometimes we don't know the power of our own voice. Mm-hmm. And it can be one moment when you sit back and you say, do you think I could? Yeah. And what we created was a space where the unequivocal answer is yes, you can. Mm-hmm. Will it net as a winner? No, but the fact that you took the steps and took the time to put your business out there and give your business a voice is super important. And I think there's winners at all levels, right? And I think that's what's very special for me is if I had asked myself, would I have this opportunity to make such impact? You know, when I started in the business many years ago, I would have never dreamed this. And for me, it's not only the impact that providing this opportunity has on my business, but it also affects me personally, which I thought was super special. And, you know, my daughter was super excited to be riding, you know, my coattails as we went through these adventures over the 3 years. And I think it's just lovely because then she can see the possibilities, right? No one can tell you can't except yourself.
That's right.
I think that's just, I'm honored to be a part of it.
I love that. Well, as Associate Director of Multicultural Marketing, how did this come to life? We're in a room, we're on a call. What happened to bring us to this moment where these women are afforded to be recipients of those grants?
Well, it was a roundtable and a brainstorming with our partners to say, you know, we could just advertise the juice in the bottle. We sell it all the time. Here, 99 cents off or whatever. But this particular year, as the company was really beginning to make commitments to multicultural consumers and to communities of color. It was really about making impact and showing up, right? So we said, what could we do? This is a female targeted brand. It's been around since the beginning of time. My mom used it, my grandma used it.
That's
There's
right.
this whole idea of legacy cleaning, and that means more than just the stuff in the bottle. So, what could we build around that that could tell our consumers or show our consumers that, yes, we want to sell you a bottle of stuff, but we also want to tap into helping you create your legacy. And sometimes people need opportunity, right? I have big dreams, but I don't always have opportunity. And opportunity doesn't always come for women of color.
That's
So
right.
what could we build that didn't require lots of hurdles, lots of red tape, lots of "Oh, I like it, but you can't. And I want to, but I can't," kind of thing. And what would give these women an incremental layer to the voice that they've already started by creating these businesses? And because many of the businesses are focused on our community and the outages in our community, we wanted to amplify that, quite
Yeah.
frankly. And we didn't just want to write a check. We wanted it to have a groundswell and to grow. And that ideally we're making connections across the community. This isn't just one business, one woman, and that's it. But these incremental connections, both up and horizontally, right? So showing young women behind us that we have opportunities and to believe in yourself. Don't mute yourself. That's why I tell my
Yes.
daughter all the time, why are you trying to mute yourself, right?
That's right.
Use your voice. So
Yeah.
that was really sort of those were the seeds that helped us create this moment. And what we need to survive as women, Black female entrepreneurs is we need money. And we need
That's
money
right.
that doesn't have strings, right?
That's right. That's right.
So here's our gift to you and to the
Yeah.
impact that you're making on your individual communities.
I love that. That I think it's important that we always talk about equality and equity and that difference, right? And it's equity can change the game. Equity really can afford you a larger seat at a bigger table, and you can give out more pieces of the pie. So when we start thinking about the infusion and the difference that it's making and how it's even helping you build your legacy, I want to start with you, Niani, because you're the 2021 Essence Pine Salt Build Your Legacy winner. Tell us a little bit about your business and what the grant has done to help really grow or groom your business for the next level.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I want to say thank you, Erica, for initiating this. I would say that this has really tremendously helped us. So my name is Niani. I'm the CEO and founder of Hire Black Now. We basically have resources and are not only a talent development program, but also a networking and a job seeking tool for by and for Black women. So Hire Black Now started from a viral LinkedIn post when I was a furloughed tech recruiter. And since wanting to help 19 Black women for resume review sessions in 2020, we have since been able to increase the income of our community through our hiring events, our job board, and what we're launching, a career coaching program. We've been able to increase the income of our community by over $2 million
Wow.
through all of our resources. And so one thing that I really, really want to pull out and put out is the change in the market and how much having the funds has helped, especially in a time like this when what we're going through. So last year it was a candidates market. Then we had so many partners that were looking to assist us or for assistance when it came to job search. But now we see a lot of people actually getting laid off. We see a lot of people, the job market has become unstable. And so with those funds and with the Build Your Legacy funds, we have not only been able to have that cushion for us, right? So we can stay afloat, but also invest into additional opportunities and additional resources for candidates in the job market, for the people who are learning how to negotiate their severance packages, how to, give them more and more opportunities to get direct feedback about their job interviewing tips or their job seeking tips. So having this fund, which is, I don't even know what I would have done without it at this point. Like, I'm just like, oh my gosh, like what would have happened if we didn't have this grant? We would not be able to pivot. We would not be able to, change as the market changed. We would not be able to have that, have the safety net that this provided. And so it was so necessary. And I didn't even realize how necessary it was. I kind of like this year realized how much the power of having money is, because I'm so used to being so scrappy, but I'm so afraid of what would have happened if I didn't have it, right? And so I've realized that not only is legacy about, that impact, that, like I said, about what we created, but being able to be sustainable, being able to change with the times, and being able to invest into what is necessary for our community now, and being able to keep that up. So I want to just say, yeah, this has been a very pivotal and crucial time, and pivotal and crucial year. And I just feel so blessed to have been able to that we went through the competition and got the grant last year, so that we are able to do what we do this year. So really, really, really appreciate it. I can't thank you all enough for having that.
I love that. How beautiful, Erica. This is the fruit of your brainchild, of that communal moment where you have that brainstorm and you want to create impact and you're thinking long-term sustainable solutions. How does it feel to hear that from her?
I kind of have chills, right? Because it is just, it gives me a little bit of fire in my belly, right? Like, I really like the statement about getting it last year enables me to do what I'm doing this year.
Yeah.
And so to me, that incremental impact, it wasn't just a moment in time where you took the money, cashed it, and said, peace, right? Like, you're really looking at creating sustainable opportunities for your constituents. And that's what we want. We want these seeds to grow into big corn stalks so they can feed and continue to feed, right? Like, the whole idea of it's bigger than paying it forward in my mind. It's feeding a community. And that is the backbone of where we all grew up, right? As women of color, it was always about giving and feeding your community. Sometimes that's literal food, and sometimes it's moments like this. So I feel, I just can't even tell you. Like, I don't have words for this moment. So it's very special to me. Very special.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Djenaba, congratulations on being the 2022 Build Your Legacy winner. OMG. So great girlfriends, we talked on our prep for this call about, whether or not she kind of wet herself in the moment. Did she faint? What was the reaction when you hear that you have put together something that has been awarded such a nice, beautiful grant, substantial grant that will afford you the ability to do something different in your business? So I want to know about the moment, Djenaba, when you heard that you were the winner, how you knew that you even qualified to apply for this grant. What were some of the thinkings behind your application to make it stand out, and what your business does to serve your legacy?
Sure. So I am the founder of Hudson Kitchen. We are an 8,000 square foot food business incubator based in northern New Jersey, so we're right outside of Manhattan. And my business, I think, is fantastic because I get to work with so many different small businesses. And so when I found out that I won the grant from the Build Your Legacy contest, I was just kind of over the moon, just excited because I get to work with and help more businesses. And so what I did when I found out about the contest, I took the time because one of the first phase of the contest was creating your business plan. And so I went back and I dug up my business plan from a couple of years ago and updated it and spent a lot of time working on it. And as I mentioned to you, like I believe I did an excellent job on it. So even if I wasn't selected as a finalist, I knew that this is something that I could use for myself to take and to move my business forward.
And so with the work that you do at Hudson Kitchen, what are some of the things that you're doing to support community as you talk about an 8,000 square, that's huge.
Yes.
An 8,000 square foot kitchen, you're doing big work. So what is some of the things that you're doing on a daily basis?
Yeah, sure. So we are essentially a shared manufacturing facility for small food businesses. So when I started Hudson Kitchen, my goal was to not only give people a place to make their food, but also educate them on how to start a business and how to grow their business. Our mission is to make sure they're creating profitable food businesses so they can take care of their families, or even just go on vacation or something like that. We want to be able to really support people and have them be able to, use the business to move forward so it's not just a hobby.
Nice.
So we have a food business boot camp course that where we provide education to them. In addition to that, we do networking events, and also we're a collaborative community because we're shared. So all the businesses get to learn from each other. And over the past 2 years, our businesses created 58 jobs and they did $9 million in revenue based on being able to use our facilities. So I'm so proud of all of the businesses that are there.
Yeah. You know what I love? One of the components that has made all of this impactful for all of us has been the power of community. When you think about community and what it means for Essence, what it even means for us to be Black women in community, and you think about Pine Sol being a pillar in our community for so long, it was shared between grandmother to mama to now us and now to our daughters as something, you inherit these values, but you also inherit products, right? So community plays a big part in how we sustain our voice and how we sustain our impact. I'd love to know from you, Niani, how did your community really support and rally around you as you got to the second leg of this contest and you were really trying to push and make sure you got the votes and, even building community to make your business strong? How has that impacted your journey?
Wow. I can say that the community really came through when it came to, pushing out for votes. I was not even expecting the community to be so supportive. They, shared it on LinkedIn. They were sharing it all over Instagram, sharing it in the newsletter. So it was really beautiful to see that we had that type of support. But not only that, but this grant has really challenged us to even go out into the communities. So last year I'm from Miami, but we went to Atlanta for Juneteenth, and we were in Juneteenth in Atlanta all over at every place that we can go to. We went to I think it's like the old lady gang. We went to the parades to tell people about Hire Black and ask for their votes. And that really challenged me to really get in front of so many people and do the pitch and practice it and all of that. And so it was kind of scary because I've been in the back of a webcam for a year and a half prior to that, right? And so being able to go into the community and tell people about Hire Black, and actually share resources and say, hey, if you're looking for a job, here's this website, here's our website, here's our flyer. It was really reassuring to see that these are people that can be an extension of our community, can be an extension of our network. And we're still even connected to some of the people that we met during this asking for votes. And so community is so important because not only did it uplift us, but we were able to meet new people and continue to be, as we were on the ground doing a bunch of guerrilla marketing strategies. And so I really, really thank you all for even challenging us to actually get those votes, go out, because it was really reassuring and it was really empowering. And that challenge was really helpful to the development of us being able to be comfortable with talking about what Hire Black is.
So good. We move further faster when we do it together, right? I love that guerrilla marketing, getting out in the streets and I mean, and like you said, you're practicing your pitch over and over. You're even reinforcing your belief that what you're saying is good. You know, you right because it kind of builds your muscle. Djenaba, how about you?
So I took a little bit of a different route.
Mhm.
I actually, along with my 16-year-old daughter, she's out of school. So I had her go into my Facebook and direct message every person that I'm connected with. I also did the same thing in LinkedIn. So 1,500 people on LinkedIn got a message from me asking them to vote. And it was really great because I had some nice conversations with people I hadn't spoken to in years.
Mhm.
I also was able to get out into, since starting the business, I had made a lot of connections within my community. So those businesses also shared that I was participating in the contest and got the word out as well. So I really think the one-to-one connection was what put
Mhm.
me over the edge.
I love
Love
that. I
that.
love it because we're all using our tools, right, to make it possible. And as far as the Great Girlfriends community, we went in our Facebook group is 21,000 people. So we went in and we promoted it continually to say, hey, Great Girlfriends, this is available. Get out there, you know, even to apply to be a part of it. But we continually put it in front of them that built that Essence and Pine Sol were partnering to make something meaningful available for us. And we have to show up when these moments happen because we want our brands to know that their work matters. And so it fuels Erica when she sees the numbers and she sees the votes coming in, because then she can go to her teams and say, look, it is actually working. We are doing something right. Right, Erica?
Yes, and I think the lovely thing is there's a couple different things. One, we could not have delivered this without our partnership with Essence.
Mm-hmm.
Two is we were able not to give pennies, but like a substantial amount of
Yes,
money. $100,000 is nothing to sneeze at, right?
that's
And
right.
I think three is we did not expect this. We did not understand as a brand the power of our brand and the power of our community.
Mm-hmm.
Our agency partner that worked with us on this, Native Tongue, they said
Mm-hmm.
she and I were talking and we were like, oh, we'll get like 30 people. And we were like, okay, 30 is not bad. That's pretty good. You know, that's pretty good for a brand who has not really set themselves in the heart of their community and their
Mm-hmm.
consumers.
Mm-hmm.
When we did this year one, I believe the number was over 500 entries.
Yeah.
And when they called and told me that, I was like, no, that's a joke. This is not for real.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, Erica, it's for real. And they were at the time she told like she gave us like moments. Okay, we're up to 100. And I was like, no.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're up to 200.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Mm-hmm.
think we capped out just over 500. And what I love about that is all of those women and all of those voices and all of those things, like we know that as individuals we're attempting to make impact in our communities in different ways, but
Mm-hmm.
when you talk about building a legacy, some of that, we don't know all these people, 500 plus people year one, that
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know you were doing that, I didn't know you were doing that. And so it has incremental benefit,
That's
right?
right. Yeah.
And I think that is really special is we just thought 30 people tops. 30 people. 30 people 1 year.
Yeah.
We did it for 3 years. And that's pretty special. And to have our partners help us create this engine, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, Super important and very special for us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I
So
love it.
we're blessed. We're blessed.
Yeah, yeah, I love it because, you know, Erica, we're in the trenches as entrepreneurs. I mean, it's look at Janaba's like, yes,
Mhm.
it's blood, sweat, and tears a lot of days. And so there are some things that we are just stumbling through that,
Yeah.
you know, a $5,000 check, a 10,000, but you're talking $100,000 check. There's many, many mountains you can move within
Many
100,000,
mountains.
many mountains, right? There's so much more you can do to support your legacy. And just when you're at the brink of that quit point, I want to ask you about your I'm about to quit point, Niani, and I want to get to you too, Djenaba, excuse me, because there is that moment where you're like, should I stay where I am? Should I quit or should I press forward? And that's a moment where a lot of great girlfriends who are listening are sitting in the middle of, where they're trying to decide which way to turn as far as their business is concerned, or even if it's worth investing any more time and interest into. When you have a campaign that says build your legacy, you realize you're not just building a business. You're building an inheritance. You're building a heritage for the next generation. You're building a value system that other people can opt into. You're building sustainable community. Depending on what you're working on, you can change the trajectory of so many lives around the world. What are those moments? Let's go, Niani. I want to know that. Give me one of your I was gonna quit, or because now you're like, I'm so glad I did not quit on that moment however many moons ago, because I would not have sat in an opportunity to receive $100,000 grant from Essence and Pine Sol had I quit. But tell me about a quit, because there's a woman who's listening who is like, she's there.
So it's the moment of quitting, I would say I would reframe it for me as the moment of me not thinking big enough, right? So I started this company off of a viral LinkedIn post when I was on unemployment and I was furloughed. And I decided to not return back to work. And when my job asked me to return, which means that I didn't have any income. I forfeited unemployment. I didn't know what I was going to do. And I gave myself, so I started it and started Hire Black Now in June. I gave myself until January. And I told the person that works with me, Ashley, who's our operations manager, who was originally a volunteer. I told her, I said, girl, go get a job. You're going to have to start finding a job. In January of 2020, I told her to find a job, because I was waiting until January. And, if I didn't figure out an income stream or anything like that, then I would go back to work. And Ashley decided not to go back to work. She was just like, listen, we're going to figure it out. All right. Like, we're going to figure this out.
I love Ashley.
And I believe in us. And she was like, and I believe that you will figure out how to make this work, because I believe in what we're doing. And so that moment of quitting was, I was ready to quit on what we were building, because I thought that it was a phase. I didn't prepare a business at that time. But because of the fact that I had Ashley and I had other people in the community that was like, okay, so what are we doing next? Other people that were mentors, other people that were supporters, other people that were community members that really relied on Hire Black's support, but even like Ashley, who relied on Hire Black as a stream of income, that changed my entire mind, because it wasn't about my feelings. It wasn't about how I felt that day. It was about, hey, I am responsible for someone else having food on their table. And so that's one of the reasons why every time I feel like there's something to quit, I know it's beyond me. A legacy is beyond my feelings that day. It's beyond my it's beyond my tears. It's beyond my pain. Okay. And that's how, all of the people before me, were thinking. It's beyond them. And so I want to say that, having this and getting the grant last year and securing, like, regardless of what we do, what I want to invest in is like making sure that Ashley never gets laid off. And I made sure that with that money, what we're going to have is Ashley never getting laid off. And I'm really, really, really happy about that.
That's so good. Thank you for sharing that, Niani. Djenaba, that moment.
My story is a little similar to the Niani's. I was laid off from my job and decided not to go back to work, and that I was going to start a business. And I think I wouldn't say there was a quit moment, but there was a turning point when I was looking for a location to lease to build this kitchen, and was getting frustrated and kept getting, people would getting turned down like right and left. And I decided to have a networking event. I was like, let me see if the community is going to support this business that I'm trying to create. And I met an event planner who was also just starting out in her business. I had a friend that was a graphic designer. We created this event and ended up that there was 75 people in attendance and 15 food vendors sampling. And I did a panel discussion for the first time. And I was like, this is my time. This made me know, like, this was like, I needed to keep going and I need to keep moving forward. And there was going to be community support for my business. So that was it.
You are, and for every great girlfriend listening, I think you get these breadcrumb moments, and we have to nibble on them every little step. And even same for you, Erica. You probably have these moments where these are the confirming moments that you're in the right space, doing the right thing for the right people, the right community, right, for the right impact.
I think what is interesting is that even as we put together this program, and there's always going to be someone like, I'm not sure that's going to work. Right. And to keep pushing and evangelizing this need to show up for our consumers, show up for the communities that they live in a really impactful way. You just keep saying it over and over again. Over and over again, and you have to believe, and it's a combination of knowing that your gut is right, knowing that, having faith in yourself, having faith that you have created something that the community not only wants, because we all want a lot of things. Where we tend to fall short is we don't supply the things our people need, right? Ooh. So these are needs. These are things that will not just, we want to be like our grandmas and our great grandmas and our moms, right? This idea of legacy that keeps building. And it's not just, it's a combination of your personal legacy, right? To be able to make sure that your family is solid and that you're taken care of. But what is so beautiful about us, and we've been saying it over and over in this moment, is that our beauty comes from community. And without community, we are not complete, right?
Ooh, and that's so true.
That's a philosophy that our parents taught us, our parents before. And, we say it different ways. It takes a village, however you want to say it, but it really comes down to where you sit and the people who sit around you, and that your belief in you fuels that in other people. That moment where you're like, I'm not thinking big enough, where you may not be tapping into your network. I know that I've been through it, where it's like, my husband will say, oh, you just have to tap into your network. And you pause. No, we don't pause anymore. And you two women in your businesses are manifestations of what it means not to pause. And we love that.
Ooh, why am I like feeling this deep, passionate hug? Erica, oh my gosh, because it is so true. Without community, we are incomplete. And we're the links of a chain, each one of us doing what we do to serve and support the other. And it's so important that we play our positions in the right way. Essence playing their position, Pine-Sol playing their position, each one of you stepping into your position, great girlfriends supporting with our position, you stepping into your positions to bring voice to the importance of the work that we do. And it's such a big why for each one of us to be able to tell the next woman, if we can do it, if we're all sitting here, yes, you can do it. You can do it, but don't pause. Like your husband told you, Erica, like there's no pause when it's time to tap in and opt into these opportunities. Get in there, because this is where the magic, this is where the power and the impact happens. And I really, really, Erica, I feel like you hugged us so deep with that.
I'm honored. I'm honored. This is going to give me wind in my sails for a long time to come. So.
Okay, so this is my last question, because I could keep you all today. I feel like I'm putting lotion on. Like it's very much like a shea butter balmy moment between powerful women who are really, really believers in themselves and believers in others. I want to know for the great girlfriend who's listening, who doesn't feel like she has a legacy. She has not figured that out yet. And thinking that far frightens her, but we know we're living out our legacies daily. What would you leave her with? Niani, I'll start with you. For the woman who's listening who has not figured that out, and she's shuffling through some of these things, and maybe she doesn't feel like she has a network, to tap into. What would you leave with her, Niani?
I would say when you lean into your support system, like lean into your friends, lean into your family, and ask them, what are the great things about you, right? What are the things that you can bring to the table? What are your natural wins? What is your superpower? And hearing, your superpower from your loved ones and your close ones. If you're not feeling like you can have that legacy or you can bring something to the table, that's very reassuring. And if you don't have those friends to champion you, try to go into the community and find those friends that'll champion you, and try to network not only vertically but horizontally. Network with peers or people who are in the same space as you. Network with people who are trying to do the same things or similar things, because these are the people that are going to help uplift you. These are the people who are going to remind you how amazing you are, and these are the people who you can help. You can not only help, but they will be there for you as you go through this journey. We're not in here alone, as Erica said. We are here together. And so, in order to build your legacy, you're not doing it by yourself. You're doing it with those around you.
Yeah, I love that. Djenaba, what about you? What would you say to our great girlfriend who really needs this from you right now?
I would say figure out what you like to do. Like I started my business because I like to exercise and I went to the gym and thought I wanted to be a personal trainer and start a fitness business. And so the only reason I own a kitchen today is because I couldn't find a kitchen in my area to make prepared meals for clients that I wanted to deliver them to, and ended up like kind of doing something completely different. So my thing is like just get started and doing something and then kind of go with the flow. Figure out, talk to different people, and kind of figure it out from there. Because you only learn by doing what you actually want to do.
People get scared of the flow. They're like, oh, wait a minute, I need a step. There's a flow to this.
We're always trying to be in control of something. Like sometimes you just have to let it go and let it be.
So true. Erica, what would you leave with our great girlfriend?
I would leave this is that we have power, and to tap into that power. And your power may not be the world's definition, right? But it's what it means to you and what you can create with that power. And that we as individuals, as Black women, don't press your own mute button. Your voice matters, and your voice can make impact. How you make that impact is up to your own individuality, and it applies to your business, to your dreams, and just how you live your life on a general basis.
That don't press your own mute button, right? I see that. Niani's like, woo, that's it. And you know what, great girlfriend, I would leave with you that you are loved and what you do matters and who you do it with matters. So it's very important that you are selective in who you spend your time with and allow them to refuel. If they're not adding value to your movement, if they don't help to bring voice and volume to what matters to you, then you want to really shift and prioritize your time and attention to people who can do that. And that community impact, that's going to help you not press your mute button. That's going to help you bring your mic a little closer, pump that volume up a lot more, get in the DMs like Djenaba did, and go guerrilla marketing like Niani did, and have a think tank like Erica did, and make the impact like Essence and Pine Sol are doing. So I want to stop at this moment and thank you, Essence, thank you, Pine Sol, and thank you to every single person who took the time to apply for the contest over the past 3 years and for the years to come. And for every great girlfriend that's listening that has any questions about whether or not you qualify, you do. We're here to affirm you and to remind you to opt into your power, don't press your mute button, and be encouraged by the stories of the women who are standing alongside you in this journey. So, Erica, for those of us who are listening, myself and others included, who would want to connect with you even further, maybe it's on LinkedIn or Twitter or Instagram, how are the ways that they can keep up with you socially?
Well, you can keep up with the brand at Pine Sol, both on IG and Facebook, and then you can connect with me directly, Erica L. Jacobs, on LinkedIn.
Perfect. Djenaba, how about you?
So you can reach me on Instagram at Djenaba J. Jones, and on LinkedIn, I'm Djenaba Johnson-Jones. And also you can look up Hudson Kitchen at the Hudson Kitchen on Instagram.
Perfect. And Niani, how about you?
So you can keep up with Hire Black Now at hireblacknow.com. And you can reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'm Niani Tolbert, T as in Thomas, OLB as in boy, ERT.
Very good. Thank you so much to my new great girlfriends for being on today. Thank you so much to Essence and Pine Sol and for this Build Your Legacy campaign and for this conversation that we've been able to curate today. I feel very loved by each of you, and I appreciate your thought leadership and your experience that you bring to the table. So thank you so much. All right, great girlfriends, did you enjoy this week's episode of the podcast? If so, would you please give us your amazing review on iTunes? Every single review helps another great girlfriend get plugged into the podcast and the community. Speaking of community, make sure you join our Facebook group at The Great Girlfriends, follow us on Instagram at The Great Girlfriends, and on Twitter at @the_great GFS. I'm Sibylla Muti, and I'm out. Peace.